What is up, everyone, and welcome to another Bitcoin market update. In these videos, you will learn how to use technical analysis to forecast price movements in your favorite cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and others. So let's dive into Bitcoin here on the weekly time frame. But before we do so, I just wanted to say, for those of you that are beginners or just getting started in the cryptocurrency economy, trading these different crypto assets and learning about tactical analysis, we have a beginner tactical analysis course on Leutheria.com. There's a link for that in the description below that you can check out and get 20% off of. But this is a course that's going to teach you how to analyze things like candlesticks, volume, trends like bullish and bearish trends, what are the bulls and the bears, teaching really all of those basic foundational elements that you need to move forward on your journey of trading these crypto assets profitably. So you can check that out, and it has a bunch of different TradingView tutorial walkthroughs, kind of like we do on this channel with this video series, as well as other presentation-like elements as well. So that was something I just wanted to start off with. So let's dive into Bitcoin on the weekly time frame here. So we have indeed broke above the previous weekly high here that we've been talking about is likely with this weekly candle. Over the past several videos, I've been saying, this week that it's very likely that we will end up coming up here and breaking above this weekly high that we set last week of July 26th this week. And the reason for that is because of this increasing bull volume that we had here. The lack of resistance up here at this kind of in between these candles right here, the bodies of the candle right here, as well as this kind of zone down here near these bodies and these bodies. There's kind of a gap where the price just kind of streaked through these levels. So not a lot of volume in those areas. So not a lot of resistance either. So we've been moving up now for 3 weeks. So congratulations to the Bitcoin bulls, first off. So it looks like indeed this was a liquidity run on stops below this low here and this low here. So the way we know that, and just to reiterate what that is real quickly, a liquidity run on stop losses is where the whales in the market are pushing the price in one direction so that they can trigger people's stop losses, so they can fill their orders without moving the price significantly. Because if you're in the mind of a whale, right? You have $500 million and you want to buy Bitcoin. You can't just buy $500 million worth of Bitcoin on the open exchange market. You'll move the price very significantly, which means you're going to get a worse price as you continue to buy it up. You're going to be buying it at a higher price. So what you want to do is you want to buy it when there's a lot of people selling. So then when you buy, it doesn't move the price very much because there's so much sell pressure that you're kind of stabilizing the price. So it doesn't move very much. So that's what a liquidity run on stops on this on the sell side looks like. The price comes down into below this low where people went long right here. And then this low right here from January 18th where people went long right here. So the people went long right here. They some of them put their stop loss below this key low and said, if we go below this key low, I want to be out of my position because that means that the price is bearish now. Same thing for this low. But what happened was we pushed up right here. We kind of faked the bulls out like we were going to go up from here, but then we came down again. We made a lower low. But we just wicked below this low and this low, and then we closed back above into a pattern with which is called an SFP, or a swing failure pattern. So this is when the price goes and swings in one direction, in this case to the downside, but then fails to continue in that direction and then closes back above a key low. In this scenario, it's this key low and this key low. So now after we get that, we come up, we form our lower high, then we come down again, but this time the sell pressure is weaker. You can see that based on the volume here in comparison to the initial drawdown, much weaker than this drawdown here. We have declining bear volume in comparison to above average increasing bear volume on the initial drawdown here in mid-June. So then what happens is we come down, we form a hidden bullish divergence here on the RSI, with a higher low in price and a lower low in the RSI. We get increasing bull volume. We get a short squeeze, closing out all the people that were going short. And then we get this rise in price. So that is a breakdown of what we're seeing right now. So now the question is, where are we going to go to? And I've been saying this for several times, for several weeks, that this is the level that I'm currently looking for price to go to. It's right around 46,300. And then the other zone is on the 3-day time frame, up here at about 47,000 up to about 52.6. And that's this candle right here from March 2nd, where we had our bull trend. Then we came back into this zone right here, retest, support, retest, support, and then we close below it. Now once we close below it, it's just simple support resistance flip zone, we come back into it again likely here, and this will potentially turn into a resistance zone for price. So what we saw here is what we consider to be a bull flag. So if we pull out our drawing tool here, what we can see is the price action was contained in this downward sloping kind of parallel two lines, and it kind of forms like what you might consider a flag. So if you're looking at this, like, here's a flagpole, and then there's a flag, right? So that's a very crude depiction of it, but the basic matter is just really that you have these two parallel lines where the price action is sloping downwards and the candle bodies are contained within this kind of zone. So that's what we saw right here with both of these 2 3-day candles kind of sloping down slightly, but then mainly, they wick down below here, but closing right up near the high here that we set on July 27th with this candle close at about $40,000. So then we're seeing continuation. So very good follow through on the bull side here, and we may potentially now look to see if we can come up to this 47K level. Where did we bounce off of? So from a 2-day perspective, we bounced off of the same gray zone we've been talking about for several days again. So everything basically that we're seeing in price action, very consistent with what we've been talking about on this channel. So you can see that when we came up here, we closed above this zone that was previously resistance twice here. So once we close above 2 candles above this zone, we come back, retest it right here on July 30th. We get a nice bounce of about 11% here. That's a nice little trade there. And then there's the retest of this zone again right here. We wick below this key low here to grab more liquidity for a rise, and now you're seeing, we get that rise. So this is 2 tests off of this gray level. Now you see on the bear side, we got 2 tests and we rejected, but then the 3rd time we pushed through it. So if we return to this gray zone, it's going to be interesting to see if we hold this once again for another support bounce, or if we go through it. If we do go through it, the zone that I think we may bounce at is right around 34,600 from that 3-day level we talked about on yesterday's video. Daily time frame. You can see that, this gray support level, we came into it pretty hard here with some increasing bear volume. And then we saw a pretty quick recovery here with increasing bull volume. And so pretty good volatility here for a trader. So good for the people that are trading Bitcoin, the asset. Couple other things I wanted to note. The edge-to-edge trade, very much still intact here. So now, like we've been talking about, this trade will go up to about the 47K level. And the way you can kind of play this one is if you get a candle close inside of the zone, you go long and you close the trade if you get a candle close on the same time frame outside of the cloud. So you can see we wicked below the cloud here, but we closed back inside. So you're still in the trade, and you're still in the trade, and then you're just, continuously still in the trade and hopefully taking profits on the way up as we move towards that 47K target. Super Guppy is looking like it is about to flip to be bullish. We're very close to these longer term EMAs rolling back over to be green, which is good news for the bulls if we want to see continuation. Lower time frame, go to the 12-hour. So we're touching that 12-hour resistance level that we've been talking about from back here in May. So this zone, you can see we've wicked into it here, and we've had a slight rejection off it so far. We'll see how this ends up closing out in 2.5 hours and how the ensuing couple days goes, because this gray zone is a support zone. So even if we've closed 2 candles above it already. So even if we do get a rejection off this yellow, we still have this support level to count on, which just starts at about 40,200 and goes down to about 38,350. So those are the zones that I am currently looking at on Bitcoin. Those are the things that I'm watching. Bulls very much in control as of the moment and looking very good for continuation up to 47K in the next coming weeks. Well, what I'll be looking for potential slowdown in the increase in price will be the weekly candle close this week, seeing how that candlestick looks itself, independent of other candlesticks, and then seeing also how the 3-day time frame and 2 and 1 day time frames look as we go into this 12-hour level as well. So that's what I got for this one, guys. If you like this video, give it a like down below and subscribe for future educational content around cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. And if you haven't already, join our global Leutheria Telegram channel. This is where you can connect and collaborate with a bunch of different people from over 13 countries, where we discuss different crypto news related topics. We discuss crypto projects that we are learning about and interested in, different trading and investing ideas that we have, and discuss a variety of topics in our Sunday live audio chats. It's free to join, and it is really where we're all trying to benefit from all of us collaborating and learning from one another versus going at the cryptocurrency economy alone. So check that out. There's a link for that in the description below, and I will see you guys all tomorrow. Onward and upward.